Good afternoon, one and all. This topic which I'll be presenting now has been discussed already a couple of presentations back, but I'll try to add on whatever I can to it. For a very long time, macular hole surgeries have been a standard. For a very long time, macular hole surgeries, ever since they were invented, have been a standard 5-step procedure where vitrectomy with posterior hyaloid removal was done to remove the anterior posterior traction, followed by ILM staining and peeling to remove the tangential traction, then a fluid air exchange, followed by gas in a face down positioning. Now this technique, although it became very popular and it gave a lot of success, it had another step to it, which was praying to the Lords that the flap sticks the next day. So then OCT came and various biomarkers were invented which actually gave us prognostic factors for anatomical success, and it was realized that a lot of medium to high, large diameter macular holes were actually not closing completely. So various techniques were invented, the most recent being the conventional, the ILM peeling, making it ILM flaps, which provide the fibrocellular network for the hole to close. And although this technique significantly improved the success rate, more than 90% with most practitioners, there was still an unpredictability about the hole closing because of flap-related complications. Now, losing a flap can happen in various ways. You might be trimming the flap at the end of the surgery in the lowest of vacuum and the highest of cut rate, but still there is a possibility that you might dislodge the flap. If you don't do that, then even during the fluid air exchange, the flap might get away from its normal position over the fovea. And even if that is okay, then maybe the next day under gas, the flap might displace from its normal anatomical position. And these are the reasons why various viscoelastic substances came into vogue, where people started using these viscoelastic substances to keep the flap in place. But all of them had limited success. So then that got me thinking about what else can PFCL be used. So this is a video of a surgery where there was a macular hole with retinal detachment where I used PFCL, and as you can see here, notice the change in consistency of the ILM flap as soon as it comes in contact with the PFCL. It becomes sticky, it becomes easily maneuverable, and it's almost like a stuck-on appearance of the flap over the macular hole. So this, along with this study that I came across with Dr. Vishal and all, they didn't use PFCL exactly for this purpose, but they used PFCL for easier ILM peeling, and they also mentioned that the ILM changes consistency. It becomes sticky, it becomes easily maneuverable, and it stays over the macular hole at the end of the surgery much better. So this is one of the first cases where I've employed this technique. This is a 63-year-old female where the average diameter is 557 minimum hole diameter. After the normal vitrectomy, I started making ILM flaps, which are made with the conventional technique, making inverted ILM flaps. So 3 hinges were made in this particular case. They were hinged at the edge of the macular hole, and this was followed by a little larger concentric peeling of the ILM. Now you can see the PFCL bubble is injected, and notice immediately, just coming in contact with the ILM flap has changed considerably. It is very sticky now, it is easy to maneuver, and it is important to just place the flap over the hole and not really stuff it inside. Now fluid air exchange becomes very important here. It is very important to remove the entirety of the fluid before you touch the PFCL bubble, so that the fluid there is no remnant fluid at the end of it, and you get a very good closure. So this is the first case, and this encouraged me to try this case further, this method further. And then we did a retrospective study in our own center where we operated on 57 eyes in total from March 2020 to July 23. 36 eyes were operated with this technique and 21 with the conventional ILM flap. All of them were idiopathic macular holes, more than 500 microns minimum diameter, and all the other factors were comparable in both the groups. As you can see here, 600 microns is the minimum hole diameter average, which was there in both the groups. What was compared was anatomical closure, type of closure, and gliosis. Gliosis because we wanted to make sure PFCL is safe to use in these patients. And This is a hole which, the above is the hole which is not closed, then there is one with time part closure, type 2 closure, and the last one shows gliosis. So coming to the results, I did astonishingly achieve a 100.
Please finish. Your time is up.
100% closure rate in this group, and type 1 closure was very good in this case as well. So why do this? Because we want predictability to close any kinds of hole, medium to large size holes, and most importantly, you want a good night's sleep. So thank you. This brings me to the end of the presentation.
So why do you need to put this PFCL? Because in any case, the multiple layered flap is going to close the hole.
So this is just, like I said, we already achieve a 90%, more than 90% success rate. It is about going from the 90 to 100%, where even if one single case where we have a flap-related complication, we don't have it with this technique.
In order to reoppose this whole flap into the hole, we are injuring...
No, I'm not stuffing it inside. I'm just placing it over the hole. Okay. There is no stuffing. It is only placing it.
So everybody should also remember this, that there's nothing like 100%, okay? Thank you.